Time for another episode of the Nerdy Virgin podcast. My name is Joshua Snyder, and I still apparently don't know how to use a tripod. Hi, how are you? Okay, so I have obsessive compulsive disorder. At least that's what I was told after I explained to people that I knock on wood once a night so that I don't die. It's I don't know, I guess I could say it's a mild version. There are people who really have to be on medication for this, otherwise they can't function. I can function, it's just that if I'm talking to you and I happen to see a piece of wood and you say something that disturbs me, I'm going to try to knock on wood without you seeing me knock on wood. You're probably going to see it. I'm not going to acknowledge it. We're both going to feel awkward, and that's why the relationship will continue to be frosty. That's sort of that's the trajectory of how that's going right now. I think, I remember I took a college psychology class, and it was the way that it was explained by the professor was my brain, there's like a hiccup or some weird signal thing that happens that now I have to perform this ritual in order to feel better. Which is, which makes sense. Another version of the explanation was from the movie Assault on Precinct 13, the remake, the Ethan Hawke remake, where I believe it was Maria Bello's character was explaining that obsessive compulsive disorder is I'm creating a series of rituals in order to counteract the feeling of fear. So I give myself a project to take myself out of the fear, or if I complete the project, I somehow will convince myself that it's going to be okay. I mean, it just sounds like religion to me, doesn't it? I mean, I don't mean to be controversial, but right? But I think that, when I think about obsessive compulsive disorder, the obsessive part of it, that I do get into these frames of mind where I become obsessed with something and I just cannot let it go. And positive and negative, by the way. Like in my brain, I have some pretty interesting ideas for what to do with Batman in this new DC universe. And I'm not letting those go to save my life. I really think, by the way, the blue-gray Batman, it's time. It's time to put the blue-gray Batman into the cinematic universe. We got a little bit of it in The Flash, but I'm talking, let's full, not the navy blue, full royal blue Batman. That's where we need to go. That is where we as a country need to go. I am constantly dealing with this. And I think that, I'll say, oh, the depression is mild. Oh, the obsessive compulsive disorder is mild. Well, what's mild? Yeah, it is or it isn't. I have obsessive compulsive disorder. I can't come home and let go of stuff. I think it's part of the reason why I like to keep busy, because if I stop and think, it's crazy. Well, Josh, you might want to consider meditation. Have you considered meditation? Have you considered meditation the one thing that is proven over thousands of years to help with these kinds of things? No, I'm good, thanks. I'll figure it out myself. Thanks. Thank you, meditation. I should be meditating more, clearly, is what the theme of that is. I got the good fortune to open for Michael Blaustein in Henderson, Nevada, which is a suburb of Las Vegas, at a very lovely hotel casino. and it was great. I had a great time. It was a great venue. Great food. I really did a good job with the food. Too good a job with the food. It tasted good, so that means I'm probably violating my diet in some way. I enjoyed myself, which means that not good for the hyperlipidemia. Not good for the hyperlipidemia. I have high cholesterol, probably genetic. They're watching it. We're in the phase where I'm in the part of my life where doctors like to just watch. Yeah, we're just watching. We're just observing. We're just watching. We're just watching. Somebody falling out of a plane. Well, let's keep an eye on that. Oh, the doctors will let's just watch that. Call me in about 30 seconds, see how you're feeling. I don't like that they've named it hyperlipidemia, by the way. I don't like that name. That makes it scary. Though I can't help but wonder if the whole reason why they do that is so that it compels me to get more prescription drugs. When you call it a proper name like that, there's no good version of if hyperlipidemia is bad, there's no chill lipidemia, swole lipidemia. That's not a thing, unfortunately. Obsessing over my health, freaking out over my health. The reality of the situation here is that the mail guy just delivered the mail, and I suddenly got very self-conscious. What if he catches me podcasting? Do you understand how embarrassing? I think I would rather be seen naked than seen podcasting. That's how embarrassing it is. But at any rate, here we are, okay? Here we are. This is the world we're in. This is what life is. I have hyperlipidemia and obsessive compulsive disorder. Not a good combination. The obsessive compulsive disorder and the accompanying neuroses and anxiety not helping the hyperlipidemia. Hyperlipidemia. It appears to be hyperlipidemia, Captain. Captain, it appears to be hyperlipidemia. I also have to exercise. I got on when I was at the hotel, I actually got on a treadmill for the first time in a long time. Walked a good 30 minutes. And you know something? It felt pretty good. It felt pretty good. I'm kind of enjoying the treadmill. I think that's another symptom of hyperlipidemia is like the symptoms of hyperlipidemia are kind of the same thing as the symptoms of middle age. It's just suddenly I get Lox and Bagel. I understand the appeal of it. Matinees are the only movies I would ever see if I ever see a movie again. On a Monday, heck it, forget it. Friday night opening premiere of a movie. Are you kidding me? I have hyperlipidemia and obsessive compulsive disorder. I can't be in a crowded theater. Should we do a post-op on Starfleet Academy? Are we at that point? I think we're at that point. We've seen the entire first season. We should probably talk about how it ended and how we feel about it. And I do like the show. I have qualms about certain things, but here's what I'm going to tell you. Here's my take on this. Okay, I think that the people who don't like the show actually don't like the show for reasons other than what they are saying as the reasons they don't like the show. Whatever it is, I don't like the way the captain sits in the captain's chair. That's no problem. That's fine. It's Holly Hunter, people. Do not question the impulses of the iconic Holly Hunter. Do not do that in my presence or in anyone's presence. That's not the issue. I think the issue is it's much more simple. The show, and by the way, what I'm telling you, what I am about to tell you has already been said about Star Trek Deep Space Nine. I am telling you exactly what the same complaint was for Deep Space Nine. I believe that is the same complaint here. The show is called Star Trek. There's not a lot of trekking. They're staying in one place mostly, the Academy. The Academy's on the ship, and the ship goes places, true, but most of the time it's in San Francisco. It's called Star Trek. There's no Trek. That's what people are mad about. No one's complaining about Strange New Worlds. On top of the fact that it's a great show, I think it's trekking. They're going places. They're doing things. They are trekking. There's a lot of trekking happening. I think Starfleet Academy is a great show. However, like Star Trek Deep Space Nine, not a lot of trekking. You need to increase the trekking, and which they're probably going to do in future seasons, where now, all right, well, we're on the ship and we're exploring, but we're still training. Now you have the trekking. That's when people will get on board with it. And you know what? It makes sense to be irritated if there's not trekking. I mean, do you want to watch an episode of Law and Order where they never solve a case? The entire episode is, what do you want to do for lunch? We could do Chinese. We did Chinese yesterday. We could do it again. What's wrong with going to the same kind of food twice a week if we both like it and we both enjoy it? You're right. There's nothing wrong with that. Let's do it. Great. Let's do it. I'm glad we solved this mystery. This feels like enough of a podcast. This is enough, right? We covered enough. Hyperlipidemia, obsessive compulsive disorder, Star Trek, Starfleet Academy. We've covered the gamut. We've reached the gamut. We've covered it. It's good. This is enough. I'm Darth Maul. How did you survive getting cut in half? Pure rage. Wait, you use pure rage to get healthier? Please, tell me more. A lot of people think you can do it with a combination of rage and bitterness, but that's a mistake. It's got to be pure rage. What's the diet plan like? Dine on the hearts of your enemies, and then weekends you do whatever you want. The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. How many is many? Like 5, 6? I was thinking 50. Okay, what if you have to choose between 49 people over here and 51 people over there, but one of those 51 people kinda not worth it? Well, then just flip a coin. He who shall not be named is back. You mean Voldemort? I defeated him. You what now? I noticed that everybody just kept kind of stepping in front of him and shooting little energy things out of their wands. So I just took a sniper rifle and took care of it. You sniped Voldemort? While he was sleeping. I mean, it was really not that hard. I don't know what to say. I think you guys are holding on a little bit too much to the whole magic thing. I mean, yes, magic is cool, but there's a lot of non-magical ways to solve a lot of problems. Shields are down to 87%. I think it's at 0%. Things are blowing up and we're shaking. It says 87% right If here. Shields are at 87% and it's a bubble that surrounds the ship and something hits the shield and it's still up, shouldn't we not feel anything? Well, it hits the bubble and the bubble moves the ship. It's a bubble of energy. Why would it be connected to the ship? I think it's something to do with gravimetrics. I think you're looking at the wrong thing. It says 87. Oh, I'm sorry. It's 87 degrees. Yes, shields are at 0%. Glad we cleared that up. My men are building this new Death Star as fast as we can. Perhaps I can find new ways to motivate them. You can do it, guys. You can do it. We're really proud of you. I like Darth Vader much better when he would threaten to destroy us. Yeah, this is just kind of sad. I want to give you the kind of love that my father never gave me because my father was, I think, a bunch of energy things. No more shuttlecraft in Starfleet. I've been waiting years for this day. We've been around for 300 years. I don't know. We can't figure out small ships. Every time we try to do something with a small ship, it blows up. Thank you. Thank you. From now on, if we need to land for some reason, we land the big ship. The bigger, the better. Smush whatever you want. You know how many big ships we've crash landed and then we just flip them and they're fine again in 20 years? Well, one, I guess. Anything smaller than the Defiant is banned from this organization permanently. We need Batman. Activate the bat signal. You know it's noon, right? God darn it. Ugh. Listen, I need to get off at 6 tonight, so can you do it as soon as the sun goes down? I have a Clash concert that I need to get to. He just will not get a phone. I don't get it. Yeah, all the rest of his technology is 100 years ahead of us. Why is he stuck on this bat signal? We just need to put it on a timer so it turns on every night.
Nerdyvirgin.com